also we should say to the business leaders in Dublin who today said that they bemoaned the fact that this protest was taking place, their footfall was going to be down by 25 to 30%. But the fact that their greasy tills mightn't be operating for 3 hours pales into insignificance when compared to the hit that families in this country would take, working class people would take, if we allowed the water charges to go through. Because let's be clear, the concession water charges introduced in a panic by this government will go back up in a few years' time from 500 to 900 when the meters start rolling. Now in 10 days' time, every single family in this country will receive a bill. Whether you have a meter, whether you don't have a meter, will become irrelevant. 2 million families will face the choice, as Shakespeare said, to pay or not to pay. That will be the question. And the only way that we can secure the abolition of the water charges is by building mass non-payment of those bills, because that's what makes it financially unviable for Irish Water, that hungry monster that needs feeding, to be viable. But it also makes it politically impossible for any future government, no matter who's in it, no matter what they say now. If the water charges are paid, they'll keep the water charges going. And we have to give them the political backbone to abolish the water charges by building majority non-payment. Now, the most important task of all the groups and individuals that are here today is for us to go into our communities, build confidence, give people, old, young, middle-aged, people who don't come to the marches from all backgrounds, not to pay. The polls are showing 40% will pay, 30% won't pay, 20% are unsure. We have to convince those unsure people there are no penalties for not paying for 1 whole year and 3 months. You can safely boycott 4 bills without any risk to yourself, by which point there will be a new government in power. That's the message. As well as building non-payment, obviously none of the major parties in power represent working class people, as we just saw on the video. The Anti-Austerity Alliance agrees with Right2Water and others that we need a political alternative in the next election to the parties of water charges and austerity. Now, how will that be built? We need very large meetings taking place in communities in the next 8 weeks when the bills go out, arguing with communities for non-payment, but also looking at democratic procedures that could be put in place to allow activists who are fighting the water charges on the ground to stand as candidates in the next election against the water charges, for non-payment of the water charges, and against austerity. That's the kind of movement that we need in this country, so that we would have, for the first time, combined next year when the election takes place, just imagine we could have a peak non-payment of the water charges combined with a whole host of candidates ready and selected to challenge the water charges, to challenge austerity, to get rid of not just the water charges, but the parties that have bled us dry, including the likes of Renewa, the millionaire speculator party set up last week. Let's send them a message. There's a new movement in this country of working class people. We won't pay, and we'll challenge for your seats next year. Thank you.
Ruth Coppinger, PD, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks, Ruth. Now, ladies and gentlemen.